Now I can empathize and sympathize with the Black community. I've never been able to do that before.
For decades now, Black people have been yelling at the rooftop about systematic racism. Too often, people, especially other marginalized groups, stood back, being silent, or even worse, very dismissive about Black people's voice. Some of them were even seen aligning themselves with whiteness, hoping that that would protect them. And now that they are being targeted to, suddenly you see them wanting a seat at the table of a shared peace. And I think we all can agree that oppression isn't a competition. There is room to acknowledge that different groups are hurting in different ways. But what is not okay is ignoring someone else's pain and suffering until it feels like you are going through the same thing as well. This Latino man made a video. I don't know what he was expecting from this video. Maybe he was expecting people to clap for him. But he made a video saying now he can now get the pain that Black people have been feeling. He can now understand and feel the pain that Black people have been feeling. And if you don't know what is going on, Latinos, Mexicans, they are being targeted and being, arrested by ICE agents and being sent back to their country. Some are even in detention center. They now feel what it feels like to be targeted, to be discriminated towards. And this man is making video stating that he can now understand, he can now feel what Black people are feeling because he never felt that before. I want you guys to hear from the horse's mouth because I want you guys to hear exactly how this man said it. Then we can come back and talk about it.
Now I can empathize and sympathize with the Black community. I've never been able to do that before because I would hear them say things like, oh, we walk down the street and we get profiled and, cops will just suddenly stop and frisk or whatever just because of the color of their skin. And I always thought like, it's a little bit of a stretch. It feels like a little bit of a stretch. That person must be doing something, right? And obviously, I've never experienced that before. I've never felt that way before and stuff. And so I always thought like, ignorantly, by the way, on my part, thinking like, I think you guys are, because I'm brown, I've never felt that and stuff like that, I'm also a minority. But now, with us, it wasn't the cops. Cops aren't just randomly like, go and checking in the past. But now it's our turn, right? Now we feel it. Now we feel like, crap, can I just go down the street? Do I need my paper? It's like, why are you stopping me? I'm a U.S. citizen. We're not doing anything wrong. And now we're being persecuted. And so now I'm thinking like, crap, this is what the Black community meant, And I kind of feel bad. Well, I feel bad because I never really could understand where they were coming from or where you guys were coming from. But I can assure you that now that it's here with us too, it's like crap. I honestly, legitimately didn't think it was real. But it's real as hell. And it's obviously minority groups that are targeted and persecuted pretty much. And it's right now with us is because we're brown. You guys have had your turn when, cops were just in bigger cities, urban areas, stopping disproportionately, the Black community and stuff. And I just want to say, like, I guess now I understand. I think moving forward, there's going to be a little bit more unity because we now can see where you guys are coming from. Well, at least I can, And so, yeah, guys, I just want to say sorry for being ignorant before, but I hope this unites all communities, not just minorities, and call out things for what they are, regardless of the race. I just saw a video of Kamala Harris speaking, and she looks drunk, she looks incoherent, and holy freaking crap, we dodged a bullet. Donald Trump literally dodged a bullet for democracy. We know what's best for us. Glad we all participated in bringing a true leader back into the White House. God bless America, guys.
A few moments later.
I'm sorry to my community for voting the way I did. Now I can empathize and sympathize with the Black community. Now that it's here with us too, it's like crap. I honestly, legitimately didn't think it was real. But it's real as hell. And it's obviously minority groups that are targeted and persecuted.
I didn't fucking vote for this. Number one, imagine that they give you freshly squeezed lemonade. And then you drink it and you enjoy it. Whatever.
And now, with your brown ego bruised and your crumbled white fantasy, you come crawling back with your watered down lemonade analogy. He is another example that internalized racism is costly. He's only leaving MAGA now because he's just figured out that no matter how hard he betrays his own people, no matter how far he's shoved his tongue up white supremacy's ass, they still rejected him. You pretended like you didn't know racism exists for Black people. You pretended racism didn't exist for you or your Latino community either. You truly believed that if you backstabbed your own people hard enough, if you spewed white supremacist talking points hard enough, demonized Black and brown people, and played the obedient mouthpiece, you'd win their approval. You didn't just ignore racism, you became a willing tool of it. You helped elect a white supremacist into power, fully aware of what he was. You thought proving your loyalty to whiteness would make you immune. Instead, you might just find yourself in alligator Alcatraz.
I just saw a video of Kamala Harris speaking, and holy freaking crap, we dodged a bullet. I mean,
you are the bullet. Your sick, pathetic obsession with earning white approval from people who openly despise your existence helped push this entire country toward collapse. You didn't just put yourself in danger, you dragged your entire community down with you. You sold out your own community, leaving women, children, and hardworking people to be hunted, brutalized, and criminalized by the very people you beg for acceptance from. You willingly volunteered to be a weapon against your own people. You are the bullet. Selfish Latinos like this will sacrifice everything for white approval and will only change their mind when they don't get that approval. They are not to be trusted, because the second a Latino like this is offered a tiny scrap of white acceptance, he will backstab his own community again. He will degrade his own self again for those tiny scraps of white acceptance. There are too many in the Latino community who are still so indoctrinated to still assimilate to whiteness, and he is one of them. A lot of us who vote Democrat, it's not because we are loyal to the party. It's because there are only two viable options, and one is clearly better not only for our community, but all marginalized communities and poor people, including poor white people. But that's probably too deep of a conversation for someone who just discovered racism is real last week.
The fact that these people clearly come online to tell us it took them experiencing or going through what Black people have been going through in order for them to understand the pains and the cries and the tears of Black people for years is absolutely insane. Maybe he even meant well, but the way that was delivered kind of opened a very deep wound. Now he feels empathy, and I don't think Black Americans are mad now that he feels empathy. They are reacting to his video because it took long and it took for it to be personal, for them to experience what it is that they have been experiencing for years, for them to acknowledge how they feel and talk about how real it is to them now. Let's not forget that many in the Black community have stood up for immigration rights, for DACA, for families that have been separated at borders. They have marched, they have protested, they have spoken out. But when the table's turned, that solidarity is never really returned. So now he's going viral for making a video saying that he finally understands what so many Black people have been going through. Why is he now understanding what Black people are going through? Because of ICE, because of the ICE raid, because, they are being deported, they are being sent back to their country, because, their families are being separated. Now he understands. And for the first time in his life, he said the word that he gets it. He understands what Black people are saying. Black folks are not clapping for him because now what do you want us to do? Like, it is given okay if it doesn't have to do with me, if the pain is not directly linking to me, I'm not supposed to feel sorry for you guys. Because while it is great that he is waking up, the issue is how he said it. The way he said it reveals their years of silence, distance. And honestly, this is giving selective empathy to some of them who have been online stating, oh, now they get it, now they understand Black people. It doesn't change anything because that is clearly giving selective empathy. And the heart of the backlash that this man is getting is that how is he just realizing how hard it has been for Black people, even though they have been loud about it? Because clearly they have lived in the same countries, seen the same story, witnessed police brutality, the injustice, mass incarceration, underfunded schools, still only got it when it came knocking at their own door, when it became personal for them. That was when they now finally get to that line, we get it. Maybe this is going to be the turning point, a point where, the Latinos community start having real conversation about anti-Blackness, about proximity to whiteness, and about what true solidarity really does look like. That is going to start with accountability, because if someone just now feels the weight of injustice, they should be able to acknowledge their past silence and apologize for the times that they look the other way. Not just say, oh, now I understand, now I get it, but ask, how can I really stand with you guys going forward? Yes, at the end of the day, it is good that so many people are waking up, but if you think about it, you guys are waking up now because it is knocking at your door. And yeah, waking up late has consequences because their community have been hit so hard. And if you are now just feeling the heat, we do not expect you to ask for any applause. You need to ask what else you can do to make sure no one else have to go through that, or no one else have to feel that, or no one else have to look away when these people have been very loud and open about their own pain. I want to hear what you guys think about this man's video, because the way he was saying it now, it's sounding like a bragging right. It's sounding like, yes, I finally did something. Yes, I can now relate to the pain that you guys have been feeling for decades now. Yes, I get it. And I don't know exactly what he is expecting from the response. I strongly believe that Black people are responding the way that they are supposed to respond, because we know the anti-Blackness in their community. We know the conversations that they have on their dinner table about Black people. It is not new. They all think that Black people are being loud. There was a time where they always say that Black people like to act like the victim. They act like they get closer to whiteness, thinking that they are going to be seen as one, and now reality is eating. They are not being seen as one. They are being treated the same way they are treating Black people. In fact, I can still say much more still better than what Black people have been through over the years. Let me hear what you guys think about this man's video. Let me hear what you think about him now coming online to say, you know what? Now I get it. I want to hear what you guys think about this video in the comment section. I am going to see you guys in the next one.